Be honest with me for a second. Have you ever laid down at night, found that perfect warm spot under the covers, only to feel it, the urge to get up and use the bathroom? You try to ignore it, but you know you can't. And it happens again and again, until you're counting bathroom trips instead of sheep. Now, here's my confession. What I'm about to share isn't some internet myth or miracle cure you've seen in flashy ads. It's something that has real science behind it, and it might change how you sleep for the rest of your life. And here's the fact nobody wants to say out loud. Waking up to pee multiple times a night isn't just a nuisance, it's a warning sign. It means your body's trying to tell you something. Ignoring it could mean more than just losing sleep. It could mean losing your balance in the dark, losing your independence, maybe even losing years of your life to preventable complications. That's why you need to hear this all the way through. By the end of this video, you'll know about one simple vitamin, yes, just one, that you can take before bed to help you sleep through the night without those exhausting trips to the bathroom. And I'll also tell you what can happen if you get this wrong. But let me say this, if you care about living your healthiest years without being chained to the toilet at night, you need to subscribe to Dr. Walter Gaines right now. If you're thinking, I'll just remember to come back later, you probably won't. And you'll keep suffering when the solution was right here. And honestly, if you still choose not to subscribe, at least head to the comments and tell me why you'd rather stay tired and frustrated night after night. Because here's the truth, you deserve better than restless, broken sleep. You deserve mornings where you wake up refreshed, not stumbling around with heavy eyelids and sore knees from midnight bathroom runs. And if you're serious about making that happen, then what you do in the next few minutes, yes, including whether you click that subscribe button, could make all the difference. So before we dive in, I want you to comment, "I'm here," if you've ever had to deal with this, either yourself or with someone you care about. And if you're ready to reclaim peaceful nights, then listen closely, because this next part could be the turning point you didn't know you needed. Why nighttime urination happens more in seniors. I remember talking to Mr. Harris, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He told me, "Doc, I guess I'm just getting old. Waking up 4 times a night is my new normal." He laughed about it, but I could see the dark circles under his eyes. And the way he gripped the armrest as he sat down told me something else. He was tired, and it wasn't just from lack of sleep. Here's the thing. As we age, the bladder naturally holds less urine, and the muscles that keep it sealed can weaken. That's one reason nighttime trips increase. On top of that, our bodies produce less of a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, which normally tells the kidneys to slow down urine production while we sleep. Combine that with an overactive bladder, which is more common in older adults, and you have the perfect storm for sleepless nights. But here's where so many people go wrong. They think, well, it's just part of getting older, nothing to do about it. That's simply not true. Yes, aging changes our bodies, but there are ways to manage and even reduce these trips. One simple starting point, keep a bladder diary for a week. Write down how much you drink, what you drink, and when you wake up. You'd be surprised how patterns jump out. And yes, reducing fluids, especially caffeine and alcohol, 2 to 3 hours before bed can make a real difference. But here's the important part. It's not just about how much you drink. It's about what you put into your body during the day, and especially before bed. And that's where things get interesting. The vitamin link. What research suggests? I think about Mrs. Coleman, 68 years old, who came to me frustrated. She said, "I've tried every trick. Less water at night, no tea after dinner, even those herbal remedies my neighbor swears by, nothing worked." Then we added one thing to her bedtime routine, just one vitamin, and within 2 weeks, she told me she was waking up only once a night, sometimes not at all. Now, I'm not revealing the vitamin just yet, but I will tell you this. It plays a major role in nerve and muscle control, including the muscles that help keep your bladder sealed while you sleep. Some researchers also believe it supports healthy signaling between your brain and bladder, so your body isn't sending you false gotta-go alarms at night. Unfortunately, a lot of people hear the word vitamin and think it's just about filling a nutritional gap, like taking a multivitamin to cover the bases. But that's the wrong way to think about it. The right vitamin, in the right amount, at the right time, can have a very specific effect on how your body functions. If you're thinking about trying any supplement, remember, more isn't better. Always check with your doctor, especially if you're taking other medications. And here's the twist. This same vitamin has another effect that might explain why it works so well for nighttime urination. How this vitamin affects sleep bladder function. Take James, for example. He'd been waking up 3 or 4 times every night for years. We discovered he had a deficiency in this very vitamin. Once he started supplementing, not only did the bathroom trips go down, but he was sleeping deeper, waking up feeling rested for the first time in years. Why? This vitamin helps relax muscles, yes, including the bladder wall, and it also supports the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to sleep. And when your muscles are calm and your brain isn't getting constant bladder signals, you stay asleep longer. Some folks worry, if I sleep too deeply, what if I miss the urge and something worse happens? But your body has safeguards. If your bladder truly needs to empty, it will still wake you up. What we're talking about here is preventing those false alarms that ruin your rest. If you try it, timing matters. Taking it close to bedtime seems to be most effective for reducing nighttime urination. That's why I tell people to take it about 30 to 60 minutes before lights out. But before you rush off to the store, there's something you must understand, because if you skip this next part, you could take the vitamin for months and see no results. The role of diet daily habits. I remember Linda. She heard about this vitamin from a friend, started taking it, and nothing changed. She was ready to give up. Then we looked closer at her diet. She was unknowingly eating foods that blocked the absorption of the vitamin, so even though she was taking it, her body wasn't really getting it. Absorption is everything. For this vitamin, your calcium and magnesium levels matter. Too much calcium from supplements or too little magnesium from your diet can throw things off. Even hydration patterns matter. Being dehydrated during the day can cause your body to produce more urine at night as it tries to rebalance. And here's the biggest myth. You can out-supplement bad habits. You can't. If you're drinking coffee at 8 p.m. or skipping bathroom trips during the day, you're working against yourself. Instead, focus on gentle evening stretches to relax your pelvic muscles, cut caffeine after mid-afternoon, and consider light bladder training, spacing out daytime bathroom trips so your bladder learns to hold more comfortably. Now, we're ready for the part you've been waiting for, the vitamin itself and exactly how to use it wisely. Revealing the Vitamin Smart Usage Guide. Picture this. An older gentleman sits in his doctor's office explaining how exhausted he's been. The doctor listens, nods, and says, "I think I know exactly what you need." He writes down 2 words, vitamin D3. Why D3? Because studies have linked vitamin D deficiency to overactive bladder symptoms, especially at night. D3 helps regulate muscle contractions and nerve signals, and it plays a role in hormone balance that can reduce urine production during sleep. The sweet spot for seniors, according to research, is often between 1,000 and 2,000 IU daily, but your exact dose depends on your blood levels. That's why I always say, get your levels tested first. And here's a misconception that can get people into trouble. If a little helps, a lot will help more. Wrong. Too much vitamin D3 can cause serious issues, including kidney problems. Look for a reputable supplement brand. Take it with a meal containing some healthy fat for better absorption, and consider pairing it with magnesium to support balance. And that brings us to something even more important. The small changes you can make alongside this vitamin to give yourself the best chance of success. Bladder-friendly bedtime routines. Set your environment for success. Keep your bedroom slightly cool, dim the lights an hour before bed. What to do if it doesn't work? Immediately. This is not an overnight fix. Give your body time, at least 4 to 6 weeks, while tracking your progress. If after that you see no improvement, revisit your doctor. Sometimes an underlying condition like sleep apnea or prostate enlargement in men could be the real culprit. The key is patience and persistence. You're training your body for better nights, not just popping a pill for instant results. You know, this has never really been just about the bathroom. It's about what those endless nighttime trips take from you. It's about independence, the ability to go to bed and wake up on your own terms. It's about dignity, feeling like your body is working with you, not against you. And it's about joy, the kind of joy that comes from waking up rested, knowing you slept right through the night without that familiar stumble to the bathroom at 2 a.m. For years, many seniors have quietly accepted this as their reality. They've convinced themselves, this is just how aging works. But that's not the truth. The truth is, you're not powerless here. You're not a passenger watching your health drift away. You are equipped. And tonight, you have something many people never get. A clear, specific step you can take toward better nights. But here's the catch. Knowledge without action changes nothing. I can tell you about this vitamin. I can walk you through the routines, the foods, the habits that work. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one to take that first step. And if you keep saying, I'll do it tomorrow, then tomorrow might turn into another year of broken sleep and slow mornings. So I'm asking you, no, I'm urging you, make one small change tonight. Just one. Maybe it's taking your first dose of this vitamin. Maybe it's turning off the TV an hour before bed. Maybe it's skipping that late-night cup of tea. Do it tonight and see how you feel tomorrow morning. And if it doesn't go perfectly right away, that's okay. You now have the tools to adjust. You can improve. You can adapt. You can take control of your nights again. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s who thought it was too late, who were ready to just put up with it. And I've watched them transform. Not just their sleep, but their confidence, their energy, their mood. You have that same chance. The only real question is, will you take it? All right, let's bring it all together. Tonight we talked about why nighttime urination becomes more common as we get older, the changes in bladder capacity, the drop in antidiuretic hormone, and the way an overactive bladder can rob you of rest. We uncovered the surprising connection between one simple vitamin and better nighttime control. And we went deeper into the habits, diet changes, and bedtime routines that can make that vitamin even more effective. If you've been taking notes in your head, you now know it's not just aging. There are